What's my plan for long-term care? All right, so I had an email. Drawing a blank the dude's name. So I definitely need long-term care because I can't remember. I just emailed him back. So my plan is actually quite simple. All right, so when we lived in New Jersey, it was 2011 and 12. So I was 42 and 43. Charlotte was 37 and 38. So we took out long-term care insurance from Knights of Columbus when we lived in New Jersey. We had 4 young whippersnappers. I see. It was 2011, 12. Yeah, so Maddie was 11. Chloe was 8. Kevin was 4. And Liam was 3. Something like that. Yeah. One income, my income. And I was making okay money then. I mean, it's good. It's 6 figures. But it wasn't huge. I was probably making 120 or something like that. Which is good. Don't get me wrong. But Charlotte was staying home to raise the kids. We had a mortgage. I think we bought our house in New Jersey $450. I think the mortgage is probably $400 or something like that. I think we had a car loan. Yeah, so we had expenses, man. So we bought long-term care insurance because I said if something happens to me and I'm not dead but I need care, I'm in a world of Charlotte's in a world of hurt, dude. Because I'm the only source of income. You know what I'm saying? So let's just say I was able to qualify for Social Security disability. That's not gonna recoup anywhere near my salary, not by any stretch of the imagination. That's assuming I do qualify for Social Security disability insurance. And just because that puts me on Medicare, does that put her on there? Does it put the kids on there? I mean, they'll probably be on Medicaid because we have no income coming in, but that's not a good place to be. So we said, okay. Then never mind the costs that come with, not just not working, but the costs that come with the providing of the long-term care services. So we bought long-term care because of those things, long-term care insurance. I can't remember specifics of the plan we got, and it's still not that cheap. As even back then, even though you always want to buy the insurance when you don't need it. You ever notice like a bank wants to loan you money when you don't need the loan, but they never want to loan you money when you need it? That's the same kind of thing with long-term care insurance. All right, but the issue is, and I've always said this on my YouTube channel, when I hit about 60, I'm 54 now, I'm going to drop that policy because it'll just be me and Charlotte. This house right here will be paid off. This is the back of our house. All right, so we'll have that paid off, downsize. And then if we need long-term care, then what we do. So here's how it works. My mom is in a facility right now. All right, she's paying for that facility and she has annuity income and she has Social Security income. And she has some investments, not much, but she does have some. Once those investments run out, she'll sell her house and pay for the rest. That's how it works, man. This is how it works. So what we'll do is, assuming what happens all the time, essentially, the husband is the one who needs care, and he's provided for at home, all right? And then the wife, if she needs care, she'll sell the house and go to a nursing home. That's the way it works. That's under the contention that you're going to need the care to begin with. And we hear all these people all the time, 50% of the people need some kind of long-term care, but they never say what that equates to. Does that equate for 2 years of an assisted living facility and a skilled care facility? Or is it just you need someone to come in and clean your bathroom? You see what I'm saying? And if you look at the actual numbers on the cost of long-term care, not insurance, the cost of long-term care, the vast, vast majority of you are going to pay for it out of pocket. Without question, the vast majority of you. Now, there are some circumstances where people spend more than $100,000 to $200,000 a year on that, for sure. Not just a year, but over the course of their need of long-term care. My grandma was in a facility, a year and a half to 2 years, and she probably spent $250,000 on it. Sucks. Well, her house that she sold in Los Altos, California, more than covered that amount of money. My granddad died of a heart attack, or aneurysm, on Thanksgiving Day of 2009. Grammy went to a nursing home 2010, died in 2012. Yeah, because the inheritance we got was what allowed us to put the down payment on this house. And that's how it generally works. The vast majority of people don't spend a significant amount of money on long-term care. They just don't. A majority of people spend some money on long-term care, a small majority, but the vast majority of people don't spend significant amounts of money. Not so much that you can't self-fund this. So that's my plan. Now, the question is, it comes to my mind, I hear it all the time, what if both you and Charlotte need long-term care at the same time? Yeah, that's a very low probability, but that is a probability nonetheless. And well, again, we have our equity in this house, we'll sell, and we'll move into a facility. Or you can do a continuing care retirement community, which I'm a huge fan of. I think people overlook the value of a CCRC. A continuing care retirement community is where you start off, you can start off independent, then you go to, so you got your independent cottage, Then you go to an apartment inside the building. And then if you need assisted living, you get assisted living. And then you can transfer, you graduate if you need skilled care. I'm a huge fan of these things. Yeah, they're not expensive. They're not cheap to buy into. You know, let's say it costs $500,000 to purchase the rights to buy this facility. You don't own it, but purchase the rights to go into a CCRC. But they have, like, cooks will give you 2 freaking quality meals a day. They got all the stuff you could possibly ask to do on that. You don't have to pay property taxes. All that stuff is part of the fee. So let's say you put $500,000 into a CCRC. You're guaranteed to be able to transfer within the facility from assisted living or independent living, assisted living to skilled care within the same facility. All right. You got to pay, $6,000, $7,000 a month on top of that. Well, if you factor in, the most middle to upper middle class people, they're already spending about $6,000, $7,000 a month anyway. All right. So now you no longer have the cost of your food because that's part of it. Now you might have to, pay for a third meal, but you don't have the cost of your property tax. You don't have the cost of maintenance. That's all included in there. Yeah, so it's not cheap, but it's not overly expensive the way some people are led to believe. So you can go to a CCRC. Let's say you're 72 years old. You contact Virginia Mennonite Retirement Community. I'd like to go to independent living. We don't have any spaces. I'll get you online. We can set you up, put you on a number. 2 years come up. We have a space available. Now you're 73 years old. Yeah, it's going to cost you $500,000, or maybe it's less, maybe it's more, whatever the place where you live. To buy the rights to go in there, it's going to cost you $7,000 a month. That includes 2 meals a day, all the activities you could possibly think, probably includes utilities and whatnot. Is it worth it? Sure, absolutely. Now, if you can't afford it, you can't afford it. So what do you do then? Well, again, most likely, my mom's house is probably worth $350 or something like that. Not a huge amount of money, but most likely what you do is you sell your house. That's even if you need it. And the vast majority of us don't. So that's my long-term care plan. I got insurance to cover why I'm a huge risk, because my wife would be literally done for financially if something happened to me. Once the kids are out, the house is paid for, I'll drop my policies, we'll sell this house, downsize, and if something happens to me, which probably will, I'll probably die doing a YouTube video. You'll see it live right here. Say, oh man, what happened to Josh? Is he sleeping? No, he passed on. Monkeypox got him. And then you'll say, okay, but what happens to Charlotte? Well, if something happens to Charlotte, my wife, she'll sell the house, and that's how it works. All right. Hope this helps. God bless. Love to hear your thoughts. What are your experiences with it? I'd love to hear your experiences with your own plan for long-term care. And don't forget to fondle or paw the like button.